Next, please welcome to the stage Mr. Kain Pierce. Kain is a senior here at Radnor High School. He is going to be exploring an unlikely but fascinating idea to solving a large source of world conflict. So, join me in welcoming Kain with his talk entitled, "What If There Was One Solution?"
I want to pitch you all with one word: religion. What comes to mind when you hear religion? Do you see it as a cult? Do you see it as too preachy? Well, according to Oxford Dictionary, they say the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. And nowadays we see it in terms such as church, Torah, Muslim, any word that fits in that plethora. Religion has changed from a few simple beliefs from thousands of years ago, when there was Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, to present day where there are many different answers. For example, Christianity has now been divided into sects such as Catholicism, Presbyterian, many different kinds. But religion in reality is more than just any system. It's a lifestyle, and I can say that from experience. Recently, I watched a TED Talk spoken by Rick Warren, who talked about life and purpose. And one thing that he said that really impacted me was, get up in the morning, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed, get up in the morning, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed, go to parties on weekends. A lot of people would say, I'm living. But that's not living, that's just existing. What he's saying here is that this life has no purpose and no meaning. It's just living life and doing average human lifestyle things. It has no real emotion or real meaning to it. Now, this isn't so much of a technical religion problem. It's more of a humanistic problem. We as humans have our own path in terms of beliefs, whether it be what we want to put our lives into, what we want to follow, what we want to do, many different things you could do out there. But for some, these can cause nothing but conflict and even war. Now, war mainly applies to the extremist groups, but still falls in the category of religious conflict. So instead of having multiple arguments and negativity over which religion is the number one, what if we had one solution? One belief system that fixed all the problems? What would look different if the solution took place? Let's take a look. What if there was one belief system based on peace and kindness, having no religious war or conflict? A world with no religious war or conflict would possibly result in the non-existence of certain extremist groups, such as the LRA, especially the Al-Qaeda or ISIS, which have given the Islamic religion somewhat of a bad name. Certain events would have happened, such as 9/11, which was very significant to the US. Now, what if conflict were to die down greatly across the world? Because with one belief system, there'd be nothing to argue about in this category. What if this one belief system also brought about the peace and harmony with one another? With one system, we can all agree on the same things that this one system has to offer. Now again, there would be no need for religious conflict because there would be nothing to talk about, nothing to argue about, no one to argue with in this topic. Now, of course, there would still be major arguments to talk about today, such as abortion, the right to bear arms, or dare I say, who our next president is. Ooh. Now, would there still be conflict and debates over these? Sure. But overall positivity would arise with everybody with one belief system, and religious conflict would almost cease to exist. Now, I still want you to wonder, would there still be war at all? Would we still have free will? War potentially still could occur, but not for religious reasons. Think of World Wars I and II, or the Vietnam War, all non-religious wars. Similar wars could occur in the future, I don't know. I mean, it could be 30 years from now, you never know. And freedom of choice, we still have that. And our daily choices, for many, usually aren't always religion-based. And when I say daily choices, more of brushing your teeth or deciding whether or not you want Fruit Loops or Apple Jacks for cereal. Simple decisions like that aren't religion-based. Otherwise, it'd be kind of odd. Now I want you to imagine, what would life be like if there were one belief system whose focus was peace? One system where we can all believe in the same things, participate in the same kinds of practices, and live easier lives as human beings. I want you all to picture this. Picture what having one belief system would look like in your own individual lives. What would it be like for you having one belief system based and having a result in peace in your lives? Would your lives be the same? Would it be different? Would it be better? Would it be worse? Would it be simple or would it be more complex? Whatever the reason is, I want to leave you all with this one final thought to wrap it up. How would one peace-based belief system impact the world we live in today? Think about it. Thank you, guys.